security of state, binanggit nyo. Ano po ibig nyo? Ito ba ay security of state? Tingin nyo itong isyong to? Which is an exception?
Ang 1.8 billion na pagtatanong ko po, Your Honors, Mr. Chairman, ay hindi po threat to national security. Kapag ito po ay tinatanong ng mga media practitioners at ng mamamayan patungkol sa tamang pangangalaga sa pundo ng bayan. And I believe Congress is not exempted from public transparency and accountability in the disposal of public funds.
Alam po ninyo.
It's not an issue
Mr.
of
Chair, I think I
national
still have
security.
the floor.
Yes.
Yes.
Huli ang katanungan. Alam po niyo yung security of state sa amin. Ito po yung sinabi nyo na empleyado ng Senado ang nagbigay. Sa amin, yan po ay seguridad ng ating institusyon, seguridad ng ating bayan. So kaya po, ito po ay hindi nyo po pwede i-cite ang SOTO. Mabuti po, malaman nyo na po ang posisyon. At ito'y pinag-aralan po natin, may abogado po kayo, meron din po kami mga abogado rito, may mga researchers po kami. At ang SOTO ay hindi po applicable dito sa sinasite nyo. Sa tatlong tinanong ko, pare-pareho, hindi po pwede yan. The Honorable J.J.
Thank you very
Suarez,
much.
you are recognized.
Ang tanong dito, nung unang episode natin, nag-usapan natin kung dapat bang i-reveal nitong si Eric Celiz yung kanyang source. Ang sabi natin, kung ang issue ay ang tungkol sa sinabi ni Eric Celiz o yung sinabi niyang patanong daw, patungkol dun sa nagastos ni Speaker na 1.8 billion sa kanyang mga travel expenses, ang sabi natin ay malamang na hindi ito papasok sa issue ng security of the state. Kasi nga, may karapatan naman talagang magtanong kung itong 1.8 billion nagastos nga ba ni Speaker Romualdez sa kanyang mga pagbiyahe-biyahe. Pero doon sa issue na malamang na itong source ay dati pang kausap-usap at mukhang hanggang ngayon ay kausap-usap pa ng mga taga-CPP and PA, kumbaga ay nakapagbibigay ng mga mahalagang impormasyon patungkol sa Estado, papunta sa CPP and PA, doon mukhang merong issue tungkol sa national security.
First you mentioned is an unverified
Unlisted
number.
Yes, sir.
Unlisted.
Unlisted.
Do you still have the text active?
No, I'm trying to retrieve. That's why I was trying to check the message box. Wala na po, sir. Hindi ko siya na save na. And
So what you're saying is one source is an unverified number and the other source is
a previous source.
your previous kasamahan mo sa CPP NPA.
Sorry, Your Honor. Hindi siya CPP NPA hindi, pero nakakatrabaho po niya ang unit namin sa National Intelligence ng NPA.
Okay, because in your statement, you said, based on my source in Congress, gumastos si Speaker Martin Romualdez ng 1.8 billion pesos. Sinabi mo, based on my source from Congress. And you just said now that he is not an employee of Congress.
Lower House? No.
Huh?
Congress is two. Senate and lower house. Not from the lower house. Congress is composed of two houses. Lower house and Senate. So wala po sa House of Representatives.
So what you're saying is sa Senado.
Obviously.
Marami kasing bansa na nag-declare na ang CPP-NPA ay terrorist group. At nitong June 7, 2023, ay nagkaroon ng Resolution number 41 na nagde-designate sa ibang mga miyembro ng CPP-NPA bilang terorista. Pero matatandaan din natin na noong September 2022, sinabi sa korte na nagkaroon ng desisyon ang RTC Branch 19 ng Manila na nagsasabi na ang programa ng CPP-NPA ay hindi para gumawa o mag-engage in terrorism. Sa aking palagay, dahil sa may existing resolution number 41, papasok ito sa issue ng security of the state. Kung iaakit na lamang nila ito sa Supreme Court para masabing ang CPP-NPA, ang pagbibigay ng information sa CPP-NPA ng isang tao na nagtatrabaho sa Senado ay hindi issue ng security of the state, doon lang maaaring sabihin ni Eric Celiz na wala siyang obligasyong i-reveal ang kanyang source.
For these particular issues, and we provided the basis for that too. Sa mga binigkas yung provision, doon ko mismo hinugot ho yung argumento namin. Ngayon, kung hindi ko yung sasagot, we will not allow you anymore. Kasi nagre-request na si Congressman Suarez ng kasagutan, pangalan ang kailangan niya.
Mr. Chairman, may
Magbibigay po kayo mo ng pangalan o hindi?
I request that I be allowed to confirm in my legal counsel, please?
O they're right beside you. They can confirm.
May I request for at least a
Yes.
1-minute conference with them?
Please.
In our constitutional democracy,
Hindi.
only the courts can interpret the laws, not Congress.
Okay.
So
Salamat.
I will not answer that question because I believe Congress does not have the right to interpret laws.
Okay.
It
Mr.
is
Chair.
with
Mr. Chair.
Congress to pass laws, but not to interpret laws.
Salamat po.
I take back my statements.
Mr. Chair,
Okay,
Mr.
the
Chair,
Honorable Toby Chanco is recognized.
Mr. Chair, in the sense of fairness, since we really want to know the source, para malaman natin kung ano talaga yung pinagkakalat nito, would we allow Mr. Celiz, Eric, to reveal the source in executive session? Would the chair allow?
Yes, Eric. It's an executive session, an option for you. There's a suggestion by the Honorable Toby Chanco of Navotas na kung ayaw niyo po sabihin sa harap ng camera at sa publiko, okay lang ba, executive session? We will call for executive session now. Para lahat ho ng options ay binigay na po namin sa inyo. Eric.
That would be very dangerous for other media practitioners present here because it will create a very dangerous and negative precedence on the protection of source provided by law. I will refuse still. Your Honor, due to
Salamat po.
Mr.
Salamat po tayo. The Honorable Toby Chanco is still recognized for a follow-up question.
No, I just wanted to manifest that the reason that we're suggesting an executive session is to show na tayo naman, hindi naman tayo na binibigyan natin siya ng pagkakataon na i-reveal. Kung talagang gusto niyang pangalagaan, at least an executive session. But it seems ayaw niya pa rin po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, it is very clear that Mr. Celiz does not want to answer the question to reveal the source, whether in this inquiry or in executive session. So therefore, Mr. Chair, under Section 11, the power to contempt, letter E, grounds for contempt is for a resource person refusal to answer any relevant inquiry. Actually, Mr. Chair, Mr. Celiz has already violated two provisions of Section 11. The first one, acting in a disrespectful manner, and the second one, which is very more important rather, is his refusal to answer the question in a relevant inquiry. On this note, Mr. Chair, I move to contempt, to cite for contempt Mr. Celiz for on these two grounds under Section 11. So move, Mr. Chair.
Second the motion.
Ang pag-cite pala ng contempt kay Eric Celiz ay hindi lang yung hindi niya pag-reveal, kundi pati daw yung pagpapakita niya ng pagka-arrogante during the proceedings. Dalawang grounds ang ginamit para sa kanya. So kahit sabihin natin na ibaliwala yung ground ng hindi pag-reveal ng source, eh hindi pa rin pala siya lulusot doon sa kanya naging attitude sa harapan ng mga mababatas habang mayroong hearing. Well, maliban sa isyong ito, pinag-usapan din yung mga alleged fake news na isinisiwalat dito sa programang ito. Kaya natanong dito si Miss Lorraine Badoy at nabanggit in particular yung mga red tagging na ginawa kay VP Lenny kung ito ba daw ay may mga ebidensya.
Hindi ko alam.
Hindi ko din
Oo, especially during the election ay during the campaign.
Oo.
So di ko nakikita kung it's just a mere campaign o pagka-news, pagkasabi na ito si VP Lenny, ganyan-ganyan. Pak, ito ebidensya.
Mhm.
Meron bang ganun?
No.
Kaya hinahanapan sila ng Congress, ano ang proof nyo?
Mhm.
Di ba? Eh sabi niya, spokesperson daw siya. But still, if you're a spokesperson, dapat may ebidensya, di ba?
Correct.
This is in connection with their practice of spreading false information. Now, Mr. Chair, may I ask Lorraine Badoy, inakusahan po ninyo si former Vice President Leni Robredo claiming that she has an alliance with communist. Meron po kayong ebidensya na nagpapatunay na si former Vice President Leni Robredo ay may alyansa sa komunista because you released this statement and accused her of conniving with communists. Because if you cannot prove or you cannot present evidence, then clearly this is a testimony that indeed Lorraine Badoy and Ka Eric is spreading false information which is a violation of Section 4. Kasagot po, Ma'am Badoy.
Mr. Chair, yung tungkol po sa former Vice President, yung statement po na yon ay hindi po yon personal na opinion ko. I said all those things as the Strategic Communications Cluster Head of the National Task Force, LCAC at the time, and that was in fact the official stand of our government. Therefore, meron po siyang tinatayuan na ebidensya. Hindi ko po yon personal na opinion.
Pero kayo po ang nag-disseminate ng information na yon.
Apo.
It could be the stand of the government, but kayo po ang nag-air ng akusasyon na yon na si Robredo ay may alyansa sa komunista. Hindi po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair, because that was part of my
So
job.
in short po, ginamit po din yung plataforma ng SMNI to spread false information. Hindi po ba?
Mr. Chair,
Because according to you, hindi galing sa inyo eh. So did you verify the report?
Mr. Chair, that came from the National Task Force, LCAC, and that was our official stand. And the LCAC is made of all these agencies in government. And kaya ko sinabi po yon, Mr. Chair, it was as my mandate bilang trabaho ko po na spokesperson na National Task Force, LCAC, na bago naglalabas ng ganyang statement, meron pong vetting process.
Okay, ma'am, meron po ba kayong dokumento to support this position of the National Task Force?
I can, Mr. Chair, I can produce it.
Okay,
Because
can you please submit that by tomorrow to the committee?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And we would like to see the basis. This National Task Force, this was created by whom?
The National Task Force, LCAC, Mr. Chair, is the Executive Order number 70 that was created by then President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and it was continued by the sitting President, President Bongbong Marcos.
So it is still
Yes,
in existence, this National Task Force.
Yes, Mr. Chair, but I'm no longer part of it officially.
Thank you very much. The
Thank you,
Honorable
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, as I've stated earlier, I would like to establish that SMNI is being used as a tool to spread false information. Ngayon, dito po tayo. SMNI aired an interview in its news channel wherein Ms. Badoy claimed that Ana Patricia Noon, who put up the Maguinhawa Communist Party, had also links to the communist movement. Totoo po ba ito, Mr. Badoy, Ma'am Badoy?
Mr. Chair, again, that was in official stand po ulit yon ng National Task Force, LCAC. Hindi ko po yon personal na opinion.
Noon pa pala may issue itong si Miss Lorraine Badoy sa pagbibigay ng mga information na galing lamang sa chismis at sa mga kwento-kwento sa paligid. Na biktima nga daw niya itong si dating Senator Manny Pacquiao na siya nagreklamo pa mismo sa harapan niya. At dahil dito, napatunayan ni Senator Pacquiao na hindi totoo yung sinasabi nitong si Miss Lorraine Badoy patungkol sa alleged mistress niya. So fake news ang dating.
I'm still not forget that what you did to me last election. I'm sure you remember that.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
You do
Can you
remember
refresh
that?
your memory, or would you rather not rehash that?
Was
Was it fake news, Senator?
Yeah, I still remember na nagpinicture aming bahay ng tao ko, and then sabi mo, this is the house of the mistress of Manny Pacquiao, ganyan, and I'm a Christian, and like that, and a lot of things. But anyway, I forgive you, but I want you to say sorry in front of me.
Sir, maybe we'll just do it this way. There's no refuting, ma'am, your following, your intelligence, and being able to write these narratives. But can you tell me, how were you able to come up with that assumption that that particular structure belongs to the mistress of?
Because it's a village where
So,
magtataho and
So that was your source.
and the guards and that sort of thing.
But now you know it's not true. So
Yeah, which is
Okay.
why I've apologized to the good senator.
okay.
Having been on the receiving end of it, of a lot of lies as well, by anonymous blogs, I do know how it feels now. And I guess this is what this whole internet thing is asking from all of us. Right now, what we see are anonymous blogs with a hidden agenda.
So
So,
you-
there's that as well. I'm
so-
sorry that I make my apology as clear as I can, Mr. Senator.
So Ms. Badoy, isa ka rin na that's a fake news. What you did is a fake news. Kasi pinost mo sa account mo, and then ganito, this is the, tas marami pa yung nakalagay doon, and then it's hurt, but
Did you correct it, ma'am? Sorry, Senator Pacquiao. Were you able to correct it in your blog? That no, it's not accurate. You
No, I
haven't.
never did.
Okay. Well, anyway, so let this. Hopefully, you can do it. But
That
maybe
was
that's
I think
old
3
news.
years ago.
excuse me?
That's
That's
2 years or 3 years ago.
2 years ago, during election.
Okay, maliban dyan, partner. Kasi siguro, feel ko lang nagkapatong-patong na yung naging issue. Ang sabi, naging issue ito ni Congresswoman Nograles. Hindi lang to kaila
Kay Romualdez.
Hindi lang, oo.
Kay Speaker.
Yes, may nakita na sila ibang violation
Oo.
ng Swarasug Corporation. Tama, no?
Mhm.
May nakita na silang ibang violation maliban doon sa mga hosts na allegedly may mga fake news na nilalabas.
Mm-mm.
Ang sabi is about the ownership.
Ng Swarak.
Oo. Kasi ang ownership lumalabas. Ang may-ari is Kingdom of Christ,
Mhm.
'di ba? Tapos naging Sol Corporation
Mhm.
na ang may-ari ay yung executive pastor.
Mhm.
Ay, executive
Hindi Pastor Kibuloy.
Kasi ang executive pastor at that time is si Pastor Kibuloy.
Mm-mm.
So, kumbaga, iba-iba lang pangalan,
Ng kumpanya.
pero isang tao lang. Parang ganun yung dating.
Oo.
So, at that time, na nabigyan sila ng 2019, ang lumalabas, ang executive pastor ay si Pastor Kibuloy.
Mm-mm.
Pero nag-change daw sila, ibinigay ng pagiging executive pastor doon sa isang kasama, hindi ko alam kung pamangkin to or what.
Mm-mm.
Basta inilipat na. Dahil may edad na nga daw si Pastor Kibuloy.
Oo.
Ang tanong ngayon, ng Congress, may approval ba ng paglipat?
Oo. Sa
Kasi syempre naiba na yung may-ari eh.
Oo.
Yung controlling shares,
Oo.
hindi na from Pastor Kibuloy, inilipat.
Oo.
Diba?
Oo. Pero okay. Sa franchise, paano 'yon?
Dapat nga, hindi
Oo.
nga daw pwedeng ganun.
Oo, kasi
hindi ka pwedeng mag-merge, hindi ka pwedeng makipag-mix, merge and
Oo.
everything na walang approval ang
Oo.
Kongreso kasi sa iyo lang yan binigay. So hindi ho yan basta-basta pwedeng ilipat na walang approval ang
Oo.
Kongreso.
Now I'm showing you, 'di ba? Even if you're going to say na yung iba ang corporation soul, this controlling interest of executive KOG is obviously has the controlling interest at nagkaroon ng switching internally. And did you still get the prior approval and did you report it to Congress, Mr. Chair?
Attorney Tolentino,
Mr. Chair,
yes or no?
there is no provision in the franchise that requires reporting for the change of leadership in the kingdom of Jesus Christ.
Mr. Chair,
Ah,
controlling interest po
alam nyo,
tayo,
attorney, hindi na ho natin pinag-usapan ng liderato. Tinanong natin pie chart. Do you confirm this? Na nagkaroon ho ng pagbabago?
With respect to the leadership, Mr. Chair, but not a controlling interest.
I think the committee
Yes.
has heard that
Yes.
we were talking about controlling interest and it was established earlier and the good attorney has
Kinonfirm naman yan.
confirmed. Okay.
We can sustain
Let's
that.
not change words here, ha? Don't put words into our mouths, please. So if you look at the chart, there is this Phoebus Holdings that holds 46%.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Hindi ko makita.
Malayo kasi. Ayan, naka-orange po.
Pwede ba?
40. Yan. Okay. So this Phoebus Holdings, are you aware of who owns Phoebus
Uh,
Holdings, Mr. Chair?
Phoebus Holding,
Attorney Tolentino.
Mr. Chair, is an investor of Suarasug Corporation, Mr. Chair. I have no personal knowledge, Mr. Chair. All I
You
know
have
is
personal knowledge?
it is an investor of Suarasug Corporation, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Sige. Because he has no knowledge, even if he's the legal counsel. Can we share the next slide, please, that shows the structure of Phoebus from the GIS, which is a public document. So 2022, 2023, can you see the percentage of the Executive Pastor Kingdom of Jesus' ownership on Phoebus says 97.16%. Correct.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So let me read to you the Constitution naman po. On Article 16, Section 11 of the 1987 Constitution, which says, Congress shall regulate or prohibit monopolies in commercial mass media when public interest so requires. No combinations in restraint of trade or unfair competition shall be allowed. So let's go back to the pie chart, please, of the executive of Suarez on 2022.
2022.
So makikita po natin, Mr. Chair, that the executive pastor, the Kingdom of Jesus, where in 2022, the executive pastor was still the trustee and the one who was the controlling interest, right? Before the amendment, owns 53.46% of Suara Soap, correct?
53.46%. Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Chair.
And Phoebus Holdings
46.22%.
and executive pastor Kingdom of Jesus owns 97% of Phoebus Holdings, correct? So essentially, with the two entities under Pastor Tibuloy, he holds 99.68%, basically making it a monopoly, correct?
May nabasa nga ako rito, partner, na balita. Sinasabi nga rito ni Surigao del Sur, representative, there is a big possibility that the broadcast franchise of SMNI News Channel will be revoked. Citing outlets alleged violations.
Oo,
Okay.
partner.
Oo.
Yun lang. Yun ang pinunto eh.
Oo.
So, dito, lumabas yung issue talaga, partner. Okay, lumabas yung issue dito kasi napatunayan na nagkaroon ng hindi na yung sole corporation yung may-ari. Nagkaroon ng iba-ibang korporasyon katulad nung Phoebus, 'di ba? Jesus Christ Co-op na hindi ito kasama do sa prangkisang binigay. Hindi sila included at the time. So, partner, kung magkakaroon man ng ibang ownership, magpaparte-parte, kailangan with approval
Oo.
of the Congress.
Kasi sila lang naman ang approve ng franchise dyan.
Yes.
Oo.
Tapos, sabi nila, may letter po kami about this. Ang sabi ng Congress, sinagot ba namin? 'Di ba? Humingi ka ba ng sagot? Kasi kung nag-letter ka, hindi ibig sabihin approval 'yun. 'Di ba? Kung walang approval, ba't nyo pa rin tinuloy? Parang ganun yung dating. So, it's a violation ng franchise nila. So, tapos, marami pa sila naging issue, partner. Ayan o, sabi niya Angela, isa pa daw ho sa violation daw, 30% ay sa member ho, pero 1% lang pala sa slide ni Congressman. Kasi ito sasabi natin, partner, ito si Congresswoman Nograles. Marami siya ebidensya. Kasi, nakakuha siya ng record sa GIS, sa SEC, tungkol sa GIS, lumabas ka yun. So, di na makakaila. Hindi makaila ni Atty. Tolentino ng SMNI na ganun. Kasi lumalabas, sabi nila, si Pastor Cabaloy, hindi siya may-ari ng SUG Corporation. Pero base sa record, parang iisang tao lang. So, lumalabas, pwedeng makonsider yun na violation.
Ako, partner, alam mo, although hindi naman ito doon sa kaugnay dito sa excuse me po sa franchise, no? Ang ano ko lang iniisip ko dito, partner, kasi dati ang SMNI talagang
religious?
hindi before after naging religious station siya, di ba? Hanggang pumasok na siya sa partner sa news,
okay.
di ba? Nagkaroon na sila ng mga balita, hanggang nagkaroon na ng public affairs, pumasok na sila, hanggang may mga politiko na nagpo-programa dyan sa kanila, di ba, ang SMNI. At alam naman natin ang SMNI, dyan talaga nagsasalita si dating Pangulo, di ba? At malapit sa mga Duterte, partner. At sinusuportahan din nila yung kasalukuyang administrasyon. Oo. Pero ngayon biglang, partner, di ba, since medyo nagkaroon ng hindi magandang
salita.
hindi naging maganda yung relasyon. Ito, open naman ito sa lahat, di ba? Yung relasyon ni Speaker at ni
Ng Congress mismo, the
ng
whole Congress.
oo. At
And of
VP
course,
Sara, partner, oo. E di, mukhang naging iba na
doon
yung
nag-start.
tono. Oo.
Doon nag-start. Doon nag-start.
Oo, nagkaiba na yung tono ng dalawa. Mukhang nawala na, partner, yung ano to, ng unity sa... kasi dati, alam mo, yung mababang
Kung
kapulungan...
hindi ito, partner, kung wala tong issue ng politika, palalagpasin to. Kahit may violation.
Correct, oo.
Diba? Palalagpasin to. Oo. Kaya, hindi ko alam. Okay, hindi ko alam. Alam mo to ito eh. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Dapat ba talagang tignan kung ano yung violation ng mga franchise? Base sa batas. Tingin ko, kung hindi natin pag-uusapan ng politika, dapat talagang tignan. Kasi hindi dapat maabuso yan.
Correct.
Diba? Ang tanong ko kasi ganito, before ba kaya ba nagagawa ng SMNI ito? It's because nandiyan si Pangulong Duterte. Kumbaga walang magko-question. Diba? Walang magko-question eh. At siguro, di rin naman nila ina-expect ito. Kasi, ano sila partner eh, nasanay. Nasanay sila na ganito yung style nila at walang pumupuna. Diba? Kaya, tuloy lang. Tapos, kung may mga pagbabago, di ko alam kung sinadya or hindi lang nila alam na may violation na pala sila. Tapos, diba, sabi nga ni sagot nga ni Attorney Mark, we will comply. So, it means, kung sinabi mong we will comply, dahil may violation. O paano mo makukorek yung naging violation mo before?
Kasi, well, okay. Gaya ng binabanggit mo nga kanina, di ba? Nakailang palit na ng, partner, ng pangalan, ng ownership, di ba? Which is, malinaw, kung partner, yun ang ginawa nila, pagkatapos same franchise na ginagamit nila,
may violation.
May violation. Bakit ngayon lang nila
tinitingnan?
Yes. Yun ang ko doon, partner.
Diba? Kaya nga siguro partner, ito lang ha, mga kayubi, no? Siguro, ang hindi lang sa akin, hindi lang ako papabor ha, masyado mainit si Ka Eric. Mas sinamon niya pa eh.
And to the members of this committee, I feel, and it is my right to state before this committee and the August Chamber of Congress, that this committee is not above the law. No one in government is above the law. We are a government of laws. I am protected under the SOTO law. I have the constitutional right. I requested per record that I may be given competent advice and assistance of a legal counsel, and such right is guaranteed by the Constitution. And such right is also stipulated clearly in Section 12 of the Governing House Rules pertaining to committee hearing and conduct of investigation. And even if I am not in a court trial, the right to seek out counsel advice and assistance from the counsel is a part of principle of due process, a principle guaranteed by the Constitution. And I believe before I answer any further question, may I manifest respectfully and humbly before this committee that all the statements, even after under oath, in the absence of competent legal advice and assistance previously, may be granted to be stricken off the record because I believe my constitutional rights were violated.
Point of order. The answer manifestation of Mr. Celiz is out of order. He is out of order because you cannot dictate in this house and you cannot move. Only members of you ask members of this house.
Yes, I am explaining, sir.
No, I am not moving. No, your manifestation is out of order.
I am requesting.
Do not picture.
No, I am not lecturing. I am standing up for my right.
Mr.
I am standing up for my right.
Remember, we might cite you in contempt.
And so be it. Your Honor.
You challenge us?
Yes. If there will be sin in the nation na walang karapatan ang mga invited guests dito na magpahayag, Your Honor, with due respect to you. Earlier, but
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you that.
It's okay,
My
Mr.
apologies.
Chairman. Mr. Chairman, kasi gusto ko lang i-refresh yung memory ng ating resource person na no one is curtailing your right. In fact, kaya ka nga nandito, binibigyan ka ng panahon, ng oras para magsalita. But do not play to the crowd saying that your rights are violated in this committee. It's not. Tayo ay nasa demokrasya, di ba? I believe you were a former member of the NPA. Di ba? And alam mo kung ano yung pinaglalaban natin dito, di ba? So, never, ever insult the committee, much more any of the members of this committee. Kasi medyo yun ang affront. Yun ang affront sa amin. And do not challenge us to do what we feel is right to do to you because you might not like it. I am just going to remind him of that, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Nagsasalita siyang tama. Maganda naman siya magsalita eh.
Oo.
Nang malumanay, hindi niya sinasabayan yung mga congressman.
Mm-mm.
Hayaan mo na sila.
Mm-mm.
Teritoryo nila yan eh. Saka
Oo.
sila talaga yung may power to question, to
Oo.
ask eh.
Oo.
So, di ano lang, kung ano lang yung tama, partner. Diba? Kung ano yung tama, kung ano yung nasa batas, kung ano yung sinasabi mo tama. Pero do not, don't challenge, partner. Na ikulong yun na lang ako. Sa tingin ko, ha, mga kayubi, baka magkakaiba tayo ng feelings, di ba? Pero for me, pag nandoon ka na, katulad yan, partner, kami lawyer. Nandiyan dyan si judge sa taas. Alam ko mali siya. Alam ko medyo may pagka-B siya. Di ba? Sasagot ba ako?
Oo.
Makukontempt ako. Di ba? So I have to remain calm,
Oo.
talk about the law, discuss what's the law, and how can you influence the judge with your thoughts, partner, in a subtle way. Pero hindi ko kakalabanin yan, partner.
Oo.
Siya yung may power. Diba? Parang sabi ko kay judge, sige judge, mali ka naman eh.
Oo.
Diba? Kulong mo na ako. Ay,
Oo.
wag ganon. Diba? Dapat alam natin
Kasi teritoryo yun nila.
Teritoryo nila yan. At the same time, sabi ko, pwede mong sabihin niya ng malumanay, ng tama. Kasi yung first hearing naman, partner, malumanay naman siya eh.
Hindi, well, siguro, ang iniisip din niya, parang, ginigipit nyo ata ako eh.
Pwede nga niya sabihin na malumanay.
Oo.
I-reason out niya, sir.
Di ba, gaya ng, binabanggit niya nung hearing, may karapatan din ako.
Pero mali nga yung style niya, partner. For me ha,
Oo.
sa akin mali.
Oo.
Pwede niyang sabihin yan, katulad nung una niyang hearing, apologetic siya, partner. Ganon, di ba? Kung alam mo medyo mali ka, admit it.
Oo, sabi nga ni Jason na si Dea, yes, attorney, nakita yung pagka-arrogante daw. Tinawag pa niyang kangaroo court.
Oh, isa pa
Yung
yun.
hearing, no.
Why do you have to do that?
Attorney Tolentino.
Thank you for this kangaroo court.
Session suspended.
Thank you for this kangaroo court. Thank you for this kangaroo court.
Yes.
Diba? Ito nga, partner. Ang sa akin lang, ito yung analysis ko dito, partner. Tandaan natin, si Speaker, at nung binanggit natin kahapon, tuloy ko lang, meron na silang radio station. Using DZMM, pinagsama niya. Ang tanong natin, may approval ba to?
Oo.
Ng Kongreso? I hope.
Di ba?
Speaker siya eh.
Oo.
Dapat may approval. Diba? O dapat, parang may question mark pala doon ha. Nag-merge sila, diba?
Na, yung ano to, walang franchise yun.
Wala.
Oo, walang franchise yun.
Pero-
yung dating station partner.
Teka lang.
Yung kanyang station ngayon.
Meron siya.
Oo, meron siya.
Meron siya.
Oo.
Sinama niyo yung isa.
Oo.
Nag-partner sila.
Oo.
Anong requirement dito?
Oo.
Para maka-air ito.
Para pwedeng umere.
Oh,
Oo.
so yan. Ngayon, kung si Sir,
Kasi kung kine-question nila,
Oo.
si Eric,
Oo.
si Ka-Eric,
Oo.
na hindi accredited,
Oo.
okay, tapos yung stasyon, accredited ng KBP,
Oo.
di ba, kine-question, bakit pinayagan nyo
Hindi,
ito?
maliban ng partner
Oo.
the ownership.
Oo.
Kasi sabi nila, bawal ang merging.
Oo.
Without the approval of the
Yes,
Congress.
oo.
So, tanong natin, yung joint venture ba na to? May approval ba to? Papasok ba siya doon sa requirement?
Oo.
Isa yan ha. Pangalawa, siya kasi partner, kung meron siyang plano sa politika na mas mataas na posisyon, may edge na siya. Kasi meron siyang radio station.
Correct.
Di ba kasi pag-aari niya yung ano eh.
Oo, anytime na kung gusto niya magsalita doon, ere lahat ng kanyang mga partner.
DWPM,
Oo.
partner. Saka, magkakaroon ba ng negatibong news ang DWPM laban kay
No,
Speaker?
syempre hindi yan, partner.
Syempre hindi.
Babanatan mo yung may-ari. Ang boss mo, mahirap yun. Oo.
May edge siya, partner.
Oo.
Okay, ito pang politikang issue na to, partner ha. Sabi ko naman kung ano yung ayaw ko nangyari, di ba? Saka kung ano ba yung legal at yung naging violation, pinag-usapan natin. And at the same time, partner, itong SMNI, nagiging ano to eh, bihikulo ng Duterte. Alam natin yun.
No.
Alam ninyo yung mga kayubi. So, dahil ba sa politika, kailangan matanggal tong bihikulo na nagli-lift sa mga Duterte para masulo lang yung isa.
Yun. Okay. Dahil dyan, eto muna, partner. Ano po ang inyong opinion doon, ha, mga kayubi?
So paano? Hanggang bukas, magkita't magkarinigan tayo. Ako po sa Atty. Claire Castro, nagpapaalala, huwag tulugan ang inyong karapatan.
Bukas, alas 7:30 hanggang alas 9, samahan natin uli ang ating nag-iisang abogada ng bayan sa pagbibigay po ng serbisyong ligay at pagtalakay sa mga usapin na may pakialam ang taong bayan. Dito pa rin sa ating palatuntunan ang Usapang Batas!